Hi guys, I'm back and we are in GR270 and we're working in our Adobe Illustrator textbook Creative Cloud Revealed by Chris Botello, and we're working with layers in Chapter 5. And in this exercise we're going to work on changing the hierarchy of layers. And so, as the textbook indicates, we're going to switch to the the showroom document. So we're going to go over here to the showroom document and we're going to select the rug. We're going to copy it, Command C or Control C, depending on what system you're on, and then we're going to go back to the living room document. We're going to press Control if you're on a Windows or Command if you're on a Mac, and click the Create New Layer button on the Layers panel. And by doing that Control or Command, that creates a new layer at the very top of the layers list. Then we're going to, it's already highlighted, so we're going to go to Edit on the menu bar and click Paste. The rug is pasted into the new layer because it's the active or targeted layer. Now we're going to name the new layer Rug. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Keep thinking that's going to work and I should know better, so we're going to go here to Layer Options for Layer 4. We're going to name this Rug. We're going to set the layer color to yellow. And then we're going to position the rug artwork with a corner of it hanging slightly off the artboard as shown in figure 11, or that you'll see on my screen in just a moment. Okay, now I got that positioned a little bit better. Alright, we're going to click and drag the rug layer and position it below the chair layer. As you can see now, it looks as though the rug is sitting on top of the chair. So let's go back to the Layers panel, and we're going to select the rug layer and position it below the chair layer just by clicking and dragging. And you should see that the rug artwork is now positioned below the chair artwork, which it is. And that's changing the hierarchy of layers. We're going to, again, now we're going to work on merging layers, and we're going to switch to the showroom document. We're going to copy the sculpture, do a Command or Control C, and then we're going to go back to the living room layer, or the living room document, sorry. We're going to press Control if you're on a Windows, Command if you're on a Mac, and then click on the Create New Layer button. And we're going to name this layer Sculpture. And then we are going to add a unique color to this layer. So rather than yellow, let's go to, I don't know, unique. Pink is unique. And then we're going to click OK. And then we're going to do a Command or Control V to paste it. And there's the sculpture, and you'll see that it's outlined in pink because it's on the pink layer. Now we're going to show the foreground layer, and we're going to position the sculpture artwork on the brown end table as shown in figure 13, or you'll see on my screen in just a moment. Sculpture artwork is positioned on top of the end table, which it is. Now we're going to deselect the sculpture, which I've already done, and we're going to drag the foreground layer above the sculpture layer on the Layers panel. I'm just going to go back over to the Layers panel, and we're going to drag the foreground layer above the sculpture layer. Now we're going to unlock the foreground layer, and we're going to click the sculpture layer to select it. We're going to press Control if you're on a Windows or Command if you're on a Mac, and then click the foreground layer. And then when merging layers, the last layer selected becomes the merged layer. So we're going to go to the Layers panel Options button, and we are going to choose Merge Selected. And you'll see that objects from both layers are merged into the foreground layer. The sculpture layer is deleted. Compare your screen to figure 14 or my screen that you're seeing. Don't worry that your sculpture is temporarily behind the table. Now we're going to work with sublayers. So we're going to go back to the Layers panel. We're going to expand the foreground layer by clicking the triangle to the left of the layer right here. All three sublayers are named Group, and those are shown now. We're going to expand the sofa layer by clicking the triangle to the left of it, and you'll see that the 5 paths that comprise the sofa are revealed. We're going to select the sofa artwork on the artboard. The selected icon appears for each of the selected paths in that particular layer, which you see that it does in that group. We're going to click the triangle to the left of the sofa group to collapse it, then deselect the sofa. We're going to double click the group sofa sublayer, or like you're going to Options for Group, and we are going to call this sofa. We're going to name the sculpture sublayer Sculpture. So here is the sublayer for Sculpture. You want to highlight it, double click on it, or if you're like me, you have to go to the Options, and we're going to name this Sculpture. And then we're going to go here to the table, and again to this Items, Options, and we are going to rename that table, or maybe in table, I guess. Now your panels layer should resemble figure 16 or mine on the screen. Foreground, and then the sculpture in table. Alright, so maybe they want the sculpture up here. We're going to bring that to the top. So there's the sculpture, in table, and sofa. We're going to click the triangle to the left of the foreground layer to hide all 3 sublayers. And then we're going to do one more exercise, and then I'm going to let you proceed on your own. It's the skills review, remember, at the back of the chapter that is to be handed in. And I'll take a look at that. And if you have any additional requests, be sure and let me know. Alright, so now we're going to create a new sublayer. We're switching to the showroom document. We're going to copy the cabinet, do a Command C. And remember, you should be selecting these with the black arrow tool or the selection tool each time. So we have the entertainment selected, or I'm sorry, the cabinet. Then we're going to return to the living room. We're going to press Control if you're on a Windows, Command if you're on a Mac. And then you want to create a new layer button at the bottom of the layers panel. We're going to name this layer Entertainment, or is that what it is? Yeah, Entertainment. We're going to select Violet at the as the layer color, and then click OK. And we're going to do a Command or Control V to paste that cabinet into the new layer. And I'm going to position this first. And then we're going to copy the plant from the showroom document. Command or Control C. We're going to go back to the living room. We're going to look at the layers and make sure that this is highlighted, which it is. And we are going to paste the plant artwork. Do a Command or Control V to paste. And then we're going to position that plant artwork over to the side. And you'll see that both the plant and the cabinet are on the same layer, which they are. I'm going to deselect all. We're going to expand the entertainment layer. I'm going to select the plant on the excuse me, on the artboard. Excuse me. We're going to double click the reflect tool. And then we are going to click the vertical option button. And then we're going to click copy. The reflected copy of the plant is placed on a new sublayer above the original plant sublayer, which it is. We're going to move the plant 2 sublayer to the bottom of the entertainment sublayer hierarchy as shown in figure 18 or mine on the screen in just a moment. So you should have on your layers, you should have the plant as a group, the entertainment center as a group, and then another plant as a group. Now we're going to get the selection tool, and we're going to move the new plant artwork into the position shown in figure 19. We're going to scale the new plant artwork 85% or remove some leaves so that it's not an obvious copy of the original plant. So we're going to take this and we're going to double click on the scale tool and we're going to make that at 85% uniform and click OK. And then it also said you can delete or move some leaves so that it's not an obvious copy of the original. If you want to just pick up a leaf or two and delete it, you notice that I'm getting the group selection tool and just clicking once on a leaf or two, and then I'm deleting them. Of course, we don't want to get carried away here, which it looks like I already have, but I'm going to reposition that a little bit. Okay, the reflected copy of the plant is scaled and pruned and should be in front of on the other side of our cabinet. And I think that's all I'll do for this one. If you have, I don't want to make it too long because then it uploads so slowly. But again, if you have questions or if you have another demo you'd like me to do, I know I sound like a broken record, but I can't encourage you enough. Please just send me an email or give me a text or an instant message and I'll be happy to do another demo for you. Thanks, and we'll talk to you later.